The Ames brothers. Billboard's Hot 100 of October 25th, 1958. I was going to try to jump to 1962 and 63 tonight, but I've got stuck on this on Billboard's Hot 100 that week because there's just so many Lost 45s to choose from. It's just incredible. The Ames brothers with Pussycat. One thing you got to understand about the 50s, you had your rock and roll. Oh yeah, you had Buddy Holly kicking. You had the Fat Man, Fats Domino, Chubby Checker would come along late in the 50s, early 60s. Of course, you had Elvis, King, Chuck Berry, and you had the Olympics, the R&B of the Olympics. My baby loves the Western movies in 1958, but you had these traditional singing groups that were cutting traditional pop records. The Four Lads, the Four Freshmen, and the Ames brothers from Massachusetts. Joe, Gene, Vic, and Ed, they started playing, singing at Air Force, Army, Navy bases. Then they got a gig at the Fox and the Hound. It was a nightclub, a ritzy nightclub in Boston. This was back in the 40s. 1949, they got a deal with a new record label. It would become a legendary record label called the Coral Record Label. The McGuire sisters, Teresa Brewer, and later Buddy Holly would record for the Coral record label. First hit record, first massive hit for the Ames brothers, Rag Mop, 1950. It went to number 1. They had a number of hits in the early 50s. By 1954, one of their biggest hits in the rock and roll era, as we get into the rock and roll era by 1954, was The Naughty Lady of Shady Lane. That was a top 5, at least a top 10. 1954, Tammy was another hit for them. My Bonnie Lassie, another hit in the rock and roll era. And we get into Pussycat. But before I talk about Pussycat, they did a lot of TV back in the 50s. They had their own TV show for a while called the Ames Brothers Show back in 1956. Ran on Friday nights, but they also appeared on Arthur Godfrey, and they were one of the first artists to appear on the Ed Sullivan Show. When the Ed Sullivan Show was known as the toast of the town. Ooh, we are going way back into the 50s, early to mid 50s. Pussycat went to number 17 on Billboard's Hot 100. Not bad. It's not bad at all. I mean, you're competing against people like Paul Anka, Dion, and the new rock and rollers, the new sound, Frankie Avalon. Not bad at all. The week of October 25th, 1958, it jumped from number 29 to number 22. It's on its way up. The Ames brothers with Pussycat.